What's up, everybody? Azariel here. March 24th, 2015. Welcome to another early look video here on YuGiOh 101 ADSPLAY, whatever you know my channel as. But today we're going to be taking a look at an early look at the next booster pack after Crossover Souls, which is set for release April 15th, April 25th, and coming to the United States August 7th. So it's funny because normally they don't put the TCG release date uh, as early like this. So I don't know. I guess they're trying to. I don't know. Like I guess they're trying to step up their game. But anyway, the early look video is gonna be. We're gonna be taking an early look at Clash of Rebellions. Now this is again. It's the ninth series following Crossover Souls, and it is it's right here. It includes cards from Yu Yasaki, Yuzi Hiragari, Masumi Kato, Kosu, Declan, and Dennis Macfield. If anybody watches the Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 anime, it includes more support for the Archfiends, the Cyber Dragons, the DDs, the Gem Knights, Infernoids, Magicians, the Melodious, Odd Eyes, Rank Up Magic, archetype, the Raid Raptors, Red Eyes, the Toons, and the Void. So the Toons are starting to get some more support. So that is actually interesting that the Toons are getting more support because Toons they been kind of stagnant for quite some time. It's like they were okay and they had good, some good strategies. If you used it right, then they can cause a lot of trouble for your opponent. But like they didn't have anything new to try to get new people to try them out in this era in Yu-Gi-Oh. So it's good to see that they're getting some new support, as well it's introducing the Aroma, the Intermage, and the Ignites. Now the Intermage, I don't know if these are going to be kind of like an off branch of like the Intermates, which are now being called the Performer Pals. So I don't know if they're have some type of relations to them, but it'll be interesting to see. And the Ignites, I don't know if what they're about, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be interesting. So I haven't done one of these in a while, so as is such, when I do these are not card reviews. I'm just going to be taking a quick look at the cards because some of them may not even have their text yet. So we're just going to be taking a quick look at them, and I'll do card reviews of these cards later. So first up, we got Destruction Magician. Oh, and it's a pendulum uh, monster. Okay, this card look. Well, I don't know why this reminds me of like a Ronin warrior or like a card captor or something. I don't know why you know, just looking at it, like I'm not even paying attention to the effect. So matter of fact, let me hide that because I don't want to look at it again. This is just an early look. Uh, its effects are initial like, and it's going to be quick, and it's a pendulum monster, and its scale is 3. So it's good to know that they're trying to put the magician, you know, monsters as their own separate archetype now. So I guess Dark Magician will finally have some friends. Considering that Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl were like the only two in the archetype, really. So it's good to know that they're trying to add more to that archetype now. Um, after I don't know how many years. And then next up we have Creation Magician, and this is another pendulum monster. I'm assuming that its pendulum scale is going to be like 9 or 8 or like 7. Like it's going to be higher than 3. Oh, well, hey, I was right, right? I said 9, 8, or 7, and it was 8. It was one of them. So again, not looking at the effect. Uh, all right, so it has an ignition, a continuous, well, two continuous effects, and an ignition effect. Um, so that's going to be interesting to see. 1500, 500 attack, so 1500 defense, level 4, light attribute. So it's good to know that you'll be able to use that. So that's an interesting looking card. So they basically gave Dark Magician some pendulum monsters. Okay, good. Next up we have DD Pandora. DD Pandora. And this looks weird. It looks weird. I don't know, it looks like a lady that's trapped inside a locked vase that's a dress. What type of torture is that? I don't know. Like maybe she's into that. I don't know. So it's a dark fiend monster in it. Level 5, 1700 attack, 2100 defense. Okay, that's good. And like it has a trigger effect. Hmm. So you got some good things going. So you have some promising things going on with that. Next up, we have Crystal Rose. Crystal Rose. Um, I don't know if they mentioned it in uh the booster pack summary, but they didn't mention any more Rose monsters because there's several Rose cards in the game. Like there's Archer Rose or like Rose Archer, then there's like Rose Knight. You know what I mean? And they didn't mention that they were going to add any more Rose archetype monsters in there. But like even though I wasn't trying to look, I did have like a glimpse. I think they said something in the card text, something about like Gym Knights or something like that. So it's going to be interesting to see if this is one of those supports. But it's a rock monster. I think it is like a Gym Knight support. Because again, I did glimmer at the card text before I was trying to close it, but the word Gym Knight kind of flashed before my eyes, so I couldn't help but see it. It's level 2, 500 attack and 500 defense and attack. So cool looking card. After this, we have what? Excuse like the loading time. Okay, we have Intermage Damage Juggler. Intermage Damage Juggler. Let me just fan. I'm gonna try to speed this up. There we go. Cool down my laptop a little bit. Damage Juggler. Let me close that. There we go. All right. Wow. Open back up. All right. So Intermage Damage Juggler. So it's a spellcaster, of course. With Intermage, I would assume that all of them are spellcasters. Has 2 quick effects, an ignition effect, and a condition. So it's level 4 spellcaster light. 1500 attack. I don't know. I'm assuming damage juggler. I'm assuming that it has like some type of burn effect with it. So that's something to be noted. Okay, very good. And then next up we have Flame Eater. Intermage Flame Eater. So just like the circus axe, you always got that one guy that can eat that can put like a flame stick in his mouth and like it can put the fire out. So I don't know, maybe he's that guy. I don't know, but it's a fire spellcaster effect monster, 1200 attack and 1600 defense. For a level 4 monster, I'm assuming that it has some tricky effects. I mean, okay, so just looking at the name Flame Eater, and it has a quick effect, and it has a also it has an effect that triggers. I'm assuming that just looking at it like that, and just looking at the name Flame Eater, and looking at the fact that it does have an effect that's quick, um, so I'm assuming that it has, something that has to do with preventing like any more damage to you. So that's something. Uh, let's take a look at what's next. Alright, so next up we have Red Eyes Black Flare. Red Eyes Black Flare Dragon. And it is a... Oh, it's a Gemini. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Um, got a red eyes monster. That's a Gemini. Okay, Dark Dragon, level 7. You know, pretty much the same attack as Red Eyes Black Dragon. Um, Dark attribute has an unclassified effect, so that could be anything. Continuous, a trigger, and a condition. So that's going to be interesting to see. Probably you got to have like a red eyes on the field or something in order to use it. That's probably what that condition is, or something rather. It kind of keeps it red eyes indigenous. That's cool. All right, next up we have Blackstone of Legend. Uh, Waiting on that page to load. That's why I didn't click on it right away. It is a Dark Dragon effect level 1. Okay, so I'm assuming this has something to do with, well, just like White, it's similar to Whitestone Legend, but I'm assuming it has something more to do with either adding something to your hand or being able to special summon something. You know, that's pretty much all I can get from it. You know, it's a white stone, so I guess it had to be a black stone too. Huh? So it's level 1, so you should be able to use 101 with it. Um, I'm hoping that you're able to use cards of connaissance with it, or something, or at least you should still be able to. Um, so that's some hope right there for it. Then we have Black Metal Dragon. It's not enough that a red eyes Black Metal Dragon, and now they're just giving us a Black Metal Dragon. You know, but this one is level 1, 600 attack and defense. Uh, Dragon effect monster. So they just made Black Metal Dragon into its own separate card. No red eyes involved. I wouldn't be surprised if Red Eyes, you know, the Red Eyes archetype was able to use that, considering that that's where the name comes from. Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon. They didn't have Red Eyes Lightning Lord Evil Archfiend. Wow. Try to say that 5 times fast. It's a fiend monster, but it's a Red Eyes. Alright, so Fiend, same attack and defense as Summon Skull. Again, it's a Gemini as well. So they turn Skull Ultrafiend into a Red Eyes, basically. And, well, they turn Skull Archfiend of Lightning, you know, into a Red Eyes monster, which is kind of ironic. Level 6, you know, I don't know, pretty standard. I'm kind of curious to see what that effect is going to be like. Next up, we have Protector of the Shrine. Was just an old man sitting on a stupor, and it's a dragon. 0 attack, 2100 defense. So this probably has something to do with uh, Dragon Soul Shrine. I think that's the name of that card. It probably has something to do with that. It is level 4. It is a dragon, so you should be able to search it out with something. Um, so that's going to be interesting to see what that's all about. And its dark attribute. Might be able to use Escape from a Different Dimension with it. Next up, we have the Ignore. Let me see how much I have left. Dang, I got quite a bit. Okay, but getting back to the Ignoble Knights. Or Ignoble Knights, wow. The Ignites. Now that I think about it, nah, it wouldn't be any reference to them because Ignites is just its own separate thing. Well, Ignite, you know, obviously that's a reference to something catching fire, so I would assume that they're you know, fire attribute. Pendulum scale 7. It's a normal pendulum, so nothing too special about it. But it would be crazy to see if they have effects that activate when they get pendulum summon. Some of them have effects that activate when they get pendulum summon. Ignite. So that was Ignite Magnum. This is Ignite Eagle. Again, it's like the second pendulum monster, and this is pendulum scale 2. So we got 2 and 7. So the level, just looking at them, well, that's cool. I don't know if you noticed, but like the armor, like it's pretty much like a firearm. Like the armor is like chambers of firearm. Eagle. So I'm assuming they all have names after guns, after firearms. Like the Magnum, and then this is Eagle, which is obviously like a reference to a Desert Eagle. So which is a type of handgun. So that's cool. Funny how they took a reference to guns. Ignite Dragon. So again, another reference to I don't know what the hell that is, but yeah, again another Ignite monster. I don't know. Maybe their abilities are going to come from them, utilizing their effects while they're being treated as pendulum cards, because they are just normal monsters. They don't have any, uh, monster effects. So maybe the trick to using them is using, them as pendulum cards. So at least that's what it seemed like it's going to be. Let's see. Then we have Ignite Musket. Again, Musket is like an old gun. Okay, so the scale is 2. Warrior, Pendulum Fire, again, 1400 attack, 1900 defense. Pretty good for level 4. What else? You have Ignite Riot. I know I thought this would be like a reference to a riot stick, but obviously. I don't know, man. It's another one. I really can't. Like, I don't know what gun is named Riot, but I'm assuming it's named after a firearm. So, level 7, attack 2500. Okay, so I don't know. These ignites kind of make me curious. All right, next up is Avenger. Ignite Avenger. That's one hell of a firearm he has. So this, at least for right now, this is the big boss monster of the group. And the only effect monster that has been confirmed yet, unless the other one. This guy looks like a certified badass. Level 7, 2 ignition effects, 2600 attack, 1800 defense. And I think it was one more. Yeah. Stinger. And, okay, so I guess this is the big boss monster because it's like one level higher than the last one. Nice attack. Badass armor. Man, there's a rocket launcher on the back. So, alright. And the ignites look promising. So we have Arrow Mage, Aroma, like Aroma Mage. I see what they doing. And they seem to all be named after aromatics, you know. So these are going to be interesting to use to see. Oh, and they're plants. Okay, cool. So there's Jasmine right there. It's a light attribute. I wonder if all of them are going to be light attributes. Let me open up the rest of these. There we go. Open up all three of them. So we can just get to them right away. Alright. So, as Aramage Kanaga, or Kananga, well, like she up in the Sim secret cave whipping up something. Look at the flickered iris. Yeah. Yeah, Rosemary. Oh, it's a water attribute. Okay, so they do have different attributes. Alright, so they're going to be, either they're going to cater to different archetypes, or they're going to be, you know, obviously focused on their own archetype. And we have Bergamot. And I guess this is the boss monster of this archetype until further confirmation. What else? Next up we have Inferno Demadron. Which looks weird as hell. It's a tuner. So they must be going to get some synchro support later in this. That's going to be interesting. I mean, that's an Infernoid. Like, they don't, you know, the Infernoids, they don't really have a motif that's set towards synchro summoning like that. So it's interesting that they got a tuner. Alright, cool. Come on, thing. Load up. Bird, and next up we have Bird of Paradise Lost. Why does this remind me of something from Inuyasha? Oh, like it reminds me of something from that Bird of Paradise Lost. And this is a worm. That's one badass bird, though. Let me take a look at the trivia, because I think this is a reference to that. Oh, never mind. It's a poem by John Milton. Oops. But I know they did have like monsters that was named that. Next up we have Toon Cyber Dragon. Out of all things, they made a Toon Cyber Dragon. Yeah, this card looks like it's going to be a badass. Anyway, same as, you know, Cyber Dragon. Next up, yeah, Triple D, the Arc, the Oracle Overlord. That's a lot of D's. It's a fusion card. Okay. So I'm assuming that the fusion materials are just going to be two DD monsters. So this is going to be interesting to see what this does. Next up we have Black Dragon Archer. Dragon Archfiend right there, and this is one terrifying looking fucking beast, man. Holy shit. In a way, it looked like Skull Archfiend. Wait a minute, didn't they have something like this before? Well, like Skull Archfiend and Red Eyes Black Dragon, where they would like fuse together. Like, didn't they have like a fusion card or something like that before? This may be right here, maybe like a reinvention of that. That's gonna be interesting to see. Oh, this is gonna be cool. Hey, look right here. Materials: level 6 Archfiend normal monster and a Red Eyes normal monster. So, hey, between Red Eyes, Lightning Lord, or whatever the hell that card was, and in that new Red Eyes, Black Dragon Gemini monster, both of those are Geminis, so you'll be able to use that for these. So that's gonna be interesting to see in action. Wonder what that's gonna be about. And next up we have Inferno Atira. So close that. Infernoid. Oh man. So this uses specific materials. Onuku, and then you have Lilith. And then you have one or more Infernoid monster with that. That's going to be interesting to see what that does. That card, that armor looks cool. Then we have Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon, as if Odd Eyes needed any more forms. Oh, it's a Pendulum monster, so it goes in. Oh, never mind. It's an Exceed Pendulum. Holy fuck. That's what this thing looks like. A big ass Megatron Transformer. Reminds me of a fucking Gurren Lagann. Okay, since this is a Pendulum monster, how are you supposed to get it from the field into the Pendulum Zone? I don't know. Maybe it has an effect that sends itself there. I don't know. That's kind of confusing to me. But maybe something new they're trying to implement. What else? Next up we have Tell the Sniper Overlord to shoot me. So this guy looks like a badass if I ever seen one. Green, he has a dragon sniper wrist gun. Looks like he's gonna be cool. I'm actually curious to see what he's gonna do. Intermage Trapeze Magician. 04. Okay, this is gonna be cool right here. 2500, 2000 defense, rank 4. I don't know, man. It looked like it got us a lot working for it. Alright, we got Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon right here. That's funny, I seen a post about this on Facebook, and people thought that this card was fake. Well, it's in the booster pack, so, well, it's not fake anymore. So, I mean, I heard it was pretty broken, and this card was the reason why the Dragon Rulers ended up getting banned. So it's gonna be interesting to see what those effects are that that finally got those cards kicked to the can, even though they were gonna get kicked to the curb anyway. So wish this thing would hurry to fudge up. I don't know why it's being like this. You probably gotta refresh it. Thank you. There we are. Alright. So next up we have Rank Up Magic Raptors Force. Wait a minute, didn't they have this already? Rank Up Magic Raptors Force? Let's see, Red Eyes Fusion. That's going to be interesting to see. Card of Red Jewel. Ignition Phoenix. And Aroma Garden. Again, don't know why this thing is taking forever and a day. Okay, there we go. I'm trying to open up like several tabs at a time. So this is Raptors Force. I guess the other one was Raid Raptor Revolution or something like that. But this is Raptors Force. It's a quick play. Not really. I forgot to close that. So it's another rank up card, another rum. You know, got the card right there. It's another rum card. More rum for your tum tum. So curious to see what that's going to be about. Red Eyes Fusion. So Red Eyes are getting their own fusion card. And they have a condition, 2 conditions. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And got red card of Red Jewel. Another thing that's going to be interesting to see in action. Let me see. Ignition Phoenix. Alright, so you have the like the ignites right here. And they're creating some type of Phoenix. I don't know if that's a blade or if they're like summoning something, but you know, that's obviously for the ignites. Just looking at the card work, I would assume that is, and it's a field spell card, so that's going to be interesting to see. We have Aroma Garden. Oh ho! You just go there and just smell all types of shit. Could be going read in the background. Some nice weed. Let's get some nice hemp. Alright, winding down to like the last 7? That's 5, 6, 7. Yeah, the last 7 cards. Let's see, Void Dream, which I'm assuming is an Infernoid. A Japanese translated as Vanity of Purgatory, so this is obviously an Infernoid support card. It kind of looks like the mirrors on like the Sephiroth tree are like broken or something, but like these mirrors are broken, so I wonder if it has something to do with like shattering a dream or something. I don't know. It's going to be good to see. Raid Raptor Return. Don't know why it takes forever and a day for this thing to show up. There we go. I'm just opening up these last few right here, just so that we can look at them quickly. So I got Raid Raptor Return, and so this must have something to do with bouncing back to the hand, or being able to recycle them, or sending them back to your deck from the graveyard, or maybe even a banish zone. I don't know. But with a card named Return, obviously that has something to do with getting it back, so that you can reuse it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's like a Monster Reborn form. But it looked like they jumping out of like a volcano or something. That's gonna be interesting to see. Raid Raptor Gust, and I'm assuming this is something like an MST for them probably. I don't know. Like probably got a control a Raid Raptor and then send it to the graveyard or something. I don't know. But I know it's gonna have something to do with destroying, something. I mean, I see like a gust of wind and then electricity forming around. I don't know. Like to me, that just spells MST. Then we have Trick Box. Wonder what can be inside one of those. I got Trick Box. We have Return of Red Eyes. This is probably a Monster Reborn for them. sometimes you can figure out the card effects from just looking at the card artwork. I'm not sure if he's like attacking something, or he's just jumping out of black water, or I don't know, something's going on there. Alright, so that's that. And then we have Ignite what? Ignite Burst. And it seems to be like a one shot. Okay, this dude's firing an arrow out of his little gun right there, and he's taking care of business every day, taking care of business every way. I'm so stupid. Okay, so we got that, and yeah, man, it looks like it's gonna be a pretty devastating card. It's continuous, so that interests me. It's continuous and it has a quick like effect. So I don't know if it's okay. So it has a quick like effect and it has a trigger effect. So maybe it has something that activates in the graveyard as well. I don't know. That's gonna be cool to see. Now on to the final two. Ignite Caliber, which is another Pendulum monster, and we have Barrier Bubble. Barrier Bubble. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Alright, again, we have Caliber. Again, it has like gun-like armor. Like armor made out of firearms. That's an interesting concept now that I think about it. Like, that's really cool. Like, to have... Most of these are just like normal monsters. The only non... Or at least just from recent memory, I don't know, like, was it a Pendulum monster that was an effect monster? I don't think there was one. I think all of the Pendulum monsters in the Ignite so far have been normal monsters. That's an interesting concept, though, as far as like the artwork. Like, that's cool. I like that. Alright, so there's a level 6, 2100 attack, 2200 defense. Yeah. Um, Barrier Bubble. I can only imagine what this is for. I'm assuming that this is for like the intermages. And that's something that, for whatever, to me it just seems like it has something to do with spellcasters. So that's going to be interesting to take a look at as well. So that is all of the cards that have been confirmed so far in Clash of Rebellions. Again, it is set for release in the OCG April 25th and the TCG August 7th. So it's going to be interesting to see what these new archetypes do, and with this new support, the Red Eye support really gets me. The Toon support, even though I've only seen Cyber Toon Dragon, I wonder what else they're going to do with that. The rest of the cards, I don't know, like they don't excite me as much as the other ones, because Toons, they haven't had anything for years. They haven't had any support. So for them to get something new, that's kind of like a big deal. The same thing with the Red Eyes. They haven't had support in quite some time. And these new archetypes, I'm kind of curious of what they are going to do, especially the Ignites. They kind of, I don't know, it's just because of the way that they were made, that kind of interests me as well. And I like the artwork of them as well, where like all of, to where like the armor is actually made from parts of guns. Like, that's cool. That's a cool concept. I like that. So, of course, link to this page is going to be in the description. You guys can take a look at all of these cards before I even do card reviews of them. And I'll see you guys for another video. Until then, peace.